Adam, I want to go back a little bit and talk about football. Football played a huge role in your life and in shaping who you are to a large degree, I think. You played football from a young age all the way through high school, where you were eventually the captain of the team. When high school ended, so did football. How rough was it to have that constant and singular positive force in your life just suddenly gone?
It was brutal for me. I really went through almost like I had to rehab off of football.
Mm,
It was my only identity
yeah.
and the only thing I was kind of known for, and really the only thing I was good at or had any skill in. So it was a very long period of time after I got out of high school that I kind of flushed the football out of my system. I would have dreams about it constantly.
Did you ever think that you could move on to like the collegiate level?
Um, yeah, I mean, I was recruited by some colleges and universities. Nothing, not big football powerhouses. Just UC Davis and Cal Poly Pomona and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and Marshall, I guess, is a decent sized
That's
school
quite a
that
few
recruited
schools.
me.
Why didn't it pan out for you?
Yeah, there were quite a few schools, small schools mainly, not big football schools, but there were probably 7 or 8 contenders in there. Well, as I'd mentioned, I didn't really have a dialogue with my family. We didn't really talk about things. I was a bad student. I didn't really know how it was going to work. I mean, who would fill out the paperwork? How would I move to one of these places? How would I move to UC Davis? How would I get an apartment or housing? Who would pay for books? How would I physically get from North Hollywood to up north to UC Davis or Willamette, in Portland? I mean, that's how I thought. Like, how would one even get to Portland, Oregon, from where I was? I didn't have a credit card or know anybody at an airline. Like, I didn't even know where these places were. Most of the schools that recruited me, I didn't even know where they were, and I couldn't imagine all that would have gone into, again, paperwork and dormitories and books. Who would pay for that? Or I know I'd be getting a scholarship, but like, who? I don't know. Did they pay for housing? Did they pay for books? It was seemed impossible.
Did you ever have a discussion about that with your family?
I don't think they know, and I do not know if they know I was. I don't know what they know about me being recruited to play football.
Adam, that seems insane. You had the
It does.
potential. You were recruited by what, 4 or 5 universities to continue playing football, which was your only passion in life, really, at that point. Why was there no discussion? Can you describe that dynamic?
I was recruited by 7 or 8 places,
Wow.
and um, at that point, I didn't live with my mom.
Hmm.
I lived with my dad, my stepmom. They weren't really fans, and I remember a time or two getting a newspaper. I would get the school UC Davis would send me their school newspaper. I don't know why that was supposed to be attractive, but it was just how they did it. And I remember a time or two leaving a recruitment letter out, like in the kitchen, sort of seeing if someone would notice it or comment on it or take it aside and read it or something of that nature. But they never did. And and I never went to them because I was pretty shut down by then. But I knew instinctively they could do nothing, or sorry, they would do nothing. I didn't have any sense that they would do anything, or I know if I talked to my dad about it, he wouldn't have said, "Okay, what's the name of the head coach? Let me get him on the phone." Like, they would have never done that. They would have kind of listened and said something like good luck or something. And so I just never brought it up.